Hey everyone, J-Ro here, back with another Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis video, and today I am bringing you my damage testing video for Vincent and his new coat of the Worthy and his new weapon, the Gun of the Worthy. Alright, so before we get into it, if you could please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos. Alright, so let's go ahead here and jump into Vincent. He brought something very unique with him. Of course, let's go ahead and look into the Gun of the Worthy. Not only is it the highest ice DPS weapon in the game without any conditions to its damage, but what it does have that's different from any other weapon in the game currently, it does apply a new status ailment, which is called elemental weakness. But what elemental weakness does, it applies a elemental weakness debuff on the enemy that allows you to cause them to be weak to that particular element. So in Vincent's case, it applies a ice elemental weakness to an enemy that is not already ice weak or ice resistant. So it cannot be used on Ifrit because Ifrit is a ice weak enemy. Cannot be used on Shiva because it is a ice resistant enemy. So it's kind of perfect for any other summon, especially something like Bahamut. So there you have it. And then it also gives him a little limit gauge increase. So let's go ahead and get into the build since I'm already on the weapons. We got this weapon that gives us physical attack on allies and ice potency. Then we have his T03 Model N that gives us boost physical attack and physical ability potency. And then let's talk about the death penalty here since I finally got it and got a chance to play around with it. This weapon does more than I thought it did initially. So first, the R abilities are ability potency and the stream phase ATB boost. This is pretty good for, especially like for instance, like a battle like Ifrit, where he gives that stream phase, or what we call the sigil phase, in the very beginning of the battle. So this is pretty good because it gives us a boost of 3 ATB when that phase activates, which is great. And that's great for anything else like Bahamut EX3 as well. So that's pretty good. But then also the ability Invisible Shot, being able to use Amplify, because I don't know why, but when I first heard it and read it, it didn't seem like an amazing ability. It's a one-time per ability use that increases the damage of magic and physical abilities on all your characters by 40%. So each ability, so your main hand, your second hand, and all 3 materia slots have a damage boost when this is applied. So that's pretty good. It's still not the best, but it is something. It's unique and I like it. It's pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the rest of the build real quick. For the sub equips, I'm running Pressured Ridge for physical attack and ice potency. Then I'm running Enemy Launcher for a boost attack and physical ability potency, and then Glavenus Sword for HP physical ability potency, which you can always replace Glavenus with weapons like Mad Minute. Depending on what the situation is, you can replace it with Mad Minute. You can replace it with Umbral Blade, the free weapon that we just got for the 1.5 year anniversary, the Twinkling Star, the Flare. We have many options, or any of these free variations of those kind of weapons if you are around to get these event weapons. Then also you could also slot here automatic for attack and physical ability potency, or you could aim to increase your ice potency by adding in something like Pinwheel, which boosts ice potency, or one of the attack and ice potency weapons. So for instance, you got Pinwheel for that, which is HP Ice Potency, which you see here will increase it to a level 8. Then you have the Enhanced Sword, which boosts the attack and increases the Ice Potency to level 8. Same goes for Silver Staff. Mine isn't 110, but it still serves the same purpose. Actually, Silver Staff, yep, serves the same purpose. So there you have it. So then we have, I didn't say what the costume, of course, the Coat of the Worthy is boost attack all allies, and then Crimson Hue of the Worthy gives him 30% ice ability damage, so 5% less than the Arcanum, but then you get, when your command gauge is full, physical ability damage 20%. So that means that you should get about 50% extra damage on your ice ability damage when you have a full command gauge, but not when you use a summon. Okay. All right. So looking at the R abilities now, since I have settled everything, we have boost HP level 4, physical attack level 7, attack level 3, ice potency level 7, ability potency level 3, physical ability potency level 7. Okay, and so for party R abilities and support, so we can see how these damage numbers will look, let's turn over here to Aerith. I have her running the Terrace Rod. This will give us our ice resist down. We have the Citric Wand. This will give us our ice damage up. Then, of course, I brought along the Princess Guard for the extra 3 ATB. Then we have 2 physical attack all weapons, which is Tranquility and Stream Slasher. And then we have an attack all weapon, which is Blade of the Worthy. All right. And then for Angeal, same setup. He has an attack all weapon. And then we have the Bahamut Greatsword and Bahamut Cutter for physical attack all allies. And then for him, he's bringing our physical attack up with Stalwart Integrity, and then he's also bringing Greatsword A to do physical defense down. All right, so going back over to Vincent real quick, the makeup of our all allies abilities, we got physical attack all allies level 6 from Vincent and attack all allies level 2. Then we have physical attack all allies and attack all allies, well, physical attack all allies level 6 and attack all allies level 3 from Angeal. And then we have the same from Aerith. So very all round setup. So the stat line for his physical attack will be 15,587. All right. So to conduct our test, we're going to go into the lightning max damage challenge to go ahead and get a little bit of a test against a enemy that is not resistant but also not weak to ice, so we can get a chance to see just how well it does. And then we turn around and we will go into the ice Cactuar fight to give us a chance to see what Vincent's kind of damage potential really is. All right. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so let's start off with hitting without the command gauge field. It will give us our ice weakness, but we hit for 101k. Now let's see what a non-command gauge field hit looks like. 148k. Okay, so that's that 40% coming into play. Now the command gauge is filled, so let's see. All right, doubled. So it's at 280k. Now we got our physical attack up. We're at 358k. Now we're gonna put a physical defense down on the boss. All right. Hitting for 468k. Now we're gonna put ice resist down on the boss. All right, 716k. Now we're gonna get our ice damage boost. 1 million damage. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and use death penalty to boost that damage even further, so another 40%. And 1.37 million. Yep, that's 1 million. Yep, 1.37 million. Not bad for to say that this is against an enemy that is not weak to ice. Pretty strong. 1 million hits consistently. Now let's take a look at the diamond dust. And 1.3 million. Not bad at all. Alright, there you have it. That will conclude our progressive damage testing against the lightning weak max damage Cactuar. And might I say, that was a fairly impressive feat, considering, if I'm not mistaken, these Cactuars have a form of defense against anything that isn't its weakness that is supposed to be applied for that. So it's pretty good to see that with this new status element of ice weakness, that Vincent was able to actually do a decent amount of damage. Granted, this was a damage progression, so we didn't get to see what the real damage potential was here, but it did serve as a good starting point for us to see exactly how his numbers look. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump over to the Ice Max Damage Challenge and get some actual numbers for him against an Ice Weak enemy. Alright, so let's begin our damage progressive testing for this weapon. Alright. So 301k off the bat without a full command gauge. Alright, 306. And as you can see, the status element is not applied because this is a ice weak enemy already. Alright, hitting for 553k with a full command gauge. Now we're adding our physical attack, hitting for 715k. Now we're going to add the physical defense down, hitting for 937k. Now we're going to add the ice resist down, alright, 1.4 million. Goodness. Okay, now we got an ice damage buff up, hitting for 2 million damage. Let's go. Okay, now let's add death penalty in, and let's see what this damage looks like. 2.7 million. My goodness. Oh man, that is strong. Could you imagine what that would be like if death penalty allowed you to keep using that buff for a longer period of time? Anyway, let's look at the Shiva damage. $2.7 million. Nice. Okay, so that concludes the damage progression portion for the ice weak enemy, and I would say Ifrit needs to be afraid, because I am coming for him, because I want to test this against him. That video will be coming out pretty soon. Alright, so my main takeaway from this is that, yeah, the damage from this weapon is insane. It got up to 2 million damage for one hit, and that's not even with being able to put Enfeeble on as well. Once that goes on too and have all the debuffs and buffs active, he will be insane. But that's for another day. What I want to test now, I want to go ahead and cut loose with the team that I have here and go ahead and see what a maximum damage number looks like for him. So let's go hop over there. Alright, so let's get some real damage in here. Let's go ahead and start up. We're going to get all our debuffs in. And even once the command gauge is full, I'll go ahead and use death penalty. So it'll be a very early on high hit here. Let's see. Command gauge is about to be full. Alright. And we've gotten that. Oh, yep, 2.8 million. Yes. That was that death penalty hit, and still hitting consistently for 2 million damage. Alright, another 2 million hit. Alright, just keeping our buffs and debuffs active here. And my goodness, so let me know in the comment section what you think of all of this damage. My goodness, this is insane. I like it. I find it even scarier that you can probably stack this a little bit higher with Enfeeble. But my goodness, this is strong. This is very strong. Alright. Yep, consistently hitting for about 2 million damage. Alright, looks like we're about to do another death penalty hit here. Yep, 2.8 million. Not bad at all. And that's enough time there. Let's go ahead and get a full Shiva out with the 1.25 boost. And 3.4 million. Not bad at all. Alright, and there you have it. That will conclude our damage testing for Vincent's new Gun of the Worthy, ending out at 27,474,234. Not bad at all to say that that was just him by himself. So my main takeaways from this: the damage on this weapon is insane. Just Ifrit beware, because this weapon is here to destroy you by all means necessary. I mean, the weapon comes with 1,120% innately at OB10. So, and then branding mine is even further beyond that. So it's the upward damage potential is so crazy for this. And then just imagine Vincent in combination with Sid. Sounds like that would be a perfect place to test Sid and Vincent. That is against Ifrit EX2. Expect that video to come out pretty soon. Alright, well, with that being said, let me know what you thought down in the comment section below of this damage testing, and what you think about the Gun of the Worthy and Vincent's new Ice DPS set. If you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can be notified when I post new Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Later.